Hello everyone and welcome to episode 8 of my Let's Play Minecraft series. In this episode we're going to be working through a slime farm. That'll be really handy, not too necessary, but it'll be good to have another farm in the area. And those of you who watched the last episode will remember this bad boy, this insane sugarcane farm that I have fixed. So at the end of the episode we discovered why some of the drops weren't getting transported to the storage system, and it was because that I didn't explain in the video, but it was because of this redstone torch right here powered that block, and the hoppers were at this Y level, so this block powered through the redstone torch, powered the hopper, and therefore it was locked and didn't transport any items, and that's where we lost a lot of items, which obviously was not ideal. So I've since changed this so the hoppers are lower and this trapdoor is all the way around. It's not ideal because there are certain moments where the dropper is just behind that block right there. Is it? Okay, no. Oh, it's up there. Well, idiot. There are certain moments where it can repeatedly power and unpower the trapdoors, and that gets annoying if you're right here, but I spend such a minimal amount of time over here anyway. Most of my time is spent either at the Guardian farm or the storage system, so that's not a bother. I'm not too concerned about it. And if you jump down here, after emptying I think 2 sugar boxes worth of sugarcane into other areas, we have a solid amount of sugarcane. This is from about 4 harvests of full productivity, and again I've taken out quite a bit, so this is maybe 1 full harvest just there. So it is very productive farm once it gets going correctly. Now, as I said just moments ago, we're going to be working on a slime farm today, and this is the location that I have selected. There are 2 other slime farms in this area. One is just about here, and the other one is down here further, but those just aren't ideal, because I think I want strip farms in that area, so I'm going to keep it as this location for now, and I'm going to build it up. Using mostly prismarine. There'll be some sea lanterns, and I'll see if I can work on a design that looks good and obviously has the functionality of a normal slime farm, and then the drops will get shot directly into this item stream right here. I'll probably have the lowest floor of the farm a little bit higher than normal. It'd be normally about here, but I'll probably do it a bit higher so that the drops go straight through, don't have to go through an elevator, like up to about here, then up, and then across through. But we'll figure it out as we go, because I'm not concerned about productivity. Like, I don't need slime. It's just another cool farm to have built and have in this area if I, for whatever reason, require a bunch of slime. And that's why we're doing it. Alright, starting off with the item collection, similar to that one right there. In fact, the exact same as that one right there. So the first block we want is going to be at Y7. So the targeted block on the right here will be Y7. And then from there, we're going to want a hopper pointing in this direction. So it should be like that. And that should temporary block. So eventually, that's not right. Eventually, we will have a hopper line connecting these 2 like that, and then straight through to the pipes. But for now, this is what we got. And behind the hopper, there should be a comparator like that, with a block behind it, with a redstone pointing this way. So originally I thought the comparator would be coming from the hopper, but it's not. It's coming from this block right here, which will have a redstone torch on the back of it. Also break that block at the bottom. So there'll be a hopper, comparator, block with a repeater on the top, not going that way, facing towards the hopper, with a redstone torch behind it, and then a block on either side, and that's actually the entire thing. So I just did that entire thing with my F3 screen open. That is embarrassing. Anyway, moving on. So how it'll work, there'll be magma blocks on the very edge of this chunk right here. This right here is the slime chunk. Right here for the first 3 will be strips of magma all the way along, and the slimes will jump on them. And then below that will be rails, and then hopper minecart above that, which will just fly around for a while, and then until it yeets onto this hopper, and then because there'll be items in it, in the hopper minecart, that'll be detected, and then it'll stop on here for a while until all of the items drain out, and they'll into these hopper, and then they'll be transported along that way. And then they'll go into the storage system over there, and then that's kind of everything, really. Now with that all done, I'm up to the very fun task of repeating the exact same 16 by 16 pattern of prismarine and sea lanterns over and over again until I'm satisfied. Fun. That right there is an entire inventory full of prismarine bricks. And we might be lucky to be halfway at this stage. If only there was a way to get a large amount of prismarine really quickly. And that's it. All of the main spawning areas for the slimes are done. So they can, and clearly have been spawning quite a lot while I was doing all this. But yeah, so they're all done. They do need a lure to get over onto the magma, which will be iron golems in this location, but I'll probably have to move these tunnels that way slightly, which is not ideal, but we'll see how we go for that one. And then I've corrected the item storage sort of thing over here, because the comparator is the wrong way, but now it's fine. Now the slime farm is technically finished, the way that all of the spawning platforms are in place, all the light sources prevent any mobs other than slime spawning in this area. And so it's only slimes that spawn on these platforms, get attracted to the iron golems, jump off, take damage to the magma, and then the items get sucked through the blocks into the minecart hoppers below, and then skeeted, that's an interesting word that I may have just made up, anyway, into these storage systems right here, but it doesn't look very good. And I think it's just because there's no support for these platforms, they're just floating, and it looks really weird. So what I'm thinking about doing is putting some support structures on the very corners of all these platforms, either out of prismarine or dark prismarine, sorry. And we're going to see how that looks, and hopefully it makes it look a bit nicer. Alright, I don't mind that. I reckon it is definitely better than how it was before, but I think there needs to be a little bit something extra than that. I'm thinking I'll put some prismarine walls that I've got here across these edges here, to tie it in, to make it look a little more structurally safe. I reckon this here is the way to go. Obviously it needs a bit more work. I want to put some end rods at the top of these pillars right there at the ends, but I also think I need a little bit more down the bottom, because, can I MLG what? Let's find out. I can. Impressive. Anyway, I think I need to extend the pillars further down and find a way for that to not affect the way the slimes get killed by the magma, because I think some of it overlaps, like just that end block right there is in line with the prismarine, or the one over, maybe that one is in line, so I'll have to modify it slightly, and we'll just see how we go for that one. But I'm going to do the walls on the edges of all of them, and that might actually be everything for today. I also just want to really quickly say that although walls have a hitbox that's a lot higher than other blocks, so it's 1.5 over here compared to the normal 1, despite not looking like it, they don't affect the ability for slimes to jump over the edge. I tested it in creative and none of them have a problem. Not even the big ones have a problem with jumping over this area onto the magma, so that's not something we need to worry about at all. Now, jumping forward quite a while, a few days in fact, and I've completed the entire thing. Obviously it was all linked up from earlier clips, but now I've surrounded the entire farm with glass so that slimes can't jump out the side. Because originally what's been happening is slimes have been spawning on the platforms, and they've ignored the iron golems and yeeted off this way, and they're still factored into the mob cap and just not giving us the slime balls that we are requiring. So I've surrounded the entire area, so now they can't do that. They can't go out that way. They can only go to the golem and then fall down there. I've also lined the top of this glass over here with carpet, because I just didn't like the way the magma looked on the map. If we have a quick peek, take out the map, it looks a lot better with the blue instead of the harsh, ugly red-brown color. Like, it was disgusting. I'm not gonna lie to you. And if we slide over here, clearly it's been chugging out. I've spent a while AFK just chilling, editing, and then also doing this. I got a lot out of it as well. So it's been really, really good so far. Now this feels like the perfect spot to end today's episode, which was obviously a lot shorter than usual. I usually target about 18 to 22 minutes. Some have been less, some have been more, but this one will be about 10 minutes, and that's kind of the future for now on, unfortunately. But, yep, means I can get more out, which is good, and they can be more focused on one sort of thing. Like this one was entirely around slime farm. I don't think I did anything else in the episode, so the next one will be probably about villages or a new farm that I've been working on. So that's going to be the way we go forward.